Let's get you updates coming in from Karnataka because nearly 2 months after halting operations, ride-hailing companies have now resumed bike taxi services in the state. Now, this resumption comes a day after Karnataka High Court has urged the state government to reconsider its blanket ban on bike taxis. The court, in its oral observations, noted that such services could be regulated instead of prohibited, emphasizing that lives are at stake. In its oral observation, the High Court mentioned the need for state to re-evaluate its decision. Where the Federation of Karnataka State Private Transport Associations is labelling the resumption of services as a violation. In a letter to Karnataka Transport Minister, the organization stated that bike taxi companies have misinterpreted the court's oral observation, which advised against hasty actions as it was a stay order. Now, the letter also mentions that large-scale operations are occurring daily with privately registered two-wheelers being used as commercial passenger vehicles. Now, the private transport body is also urging the State Department to initiate contempt proceedings against bike taxi aggregators, as the next hearing will be taking place next month on the 22nd of September. Meanwhile, the BJP has alleged that corrupt Congress Sarkar itself has allowed bike aggregators to operate despite the matter being sub judice.
Karnataka state government again is involved probably in another corruption. In spite of court giving a clear-cut direction that no two-wheeler Rapido should run, Karnataka state government has given permission in spite of the court order to run this Rapido. We are not against any Rapido running. We understand the facts about the life of even those drivers who are involved in two-wheelers. The point is very clear. How can there be a violation of the court order?
Well, Neha is joining us live right now. Neha, good morning. As far as what came in from the Supreme Court, if you can, from the Karnataka High Court, if you can help us understand, especially when it comes at a time where the court is of the, opinion that lives are at stake. However, time has now been granted to the government to decide on their bike taxi policy.
Well, that's right. Of course, ever since the bike taxis operations were halted in the state of Karnataka, there has been a lot of opposition from the taxi association, from the bike taxi association drivers as well. Remember, what they had, of course, pleaded with court was that nearly 6 lakh families, not 6 lakh people, but 6 lakh families are at stake here with the halting of the bike taxi operations. Remember, after this plea there was made, the Karnataka High Court now slamming the government here, stating that a bike taxi policy must be framed and they must be allowed to operate, one, from the point of view of the livelihoods of these families, and two, also given that bike taxis to a large extent increase the mobility across the city, last mile connectivity, and help bring down the traffic on the streets. With all of this now being said, and bike taxi is likely to be back in operation legally in the state of Karnataka. It remains to be seen right now where the legal battle ends.
All right. The Karnataka High Court, however, has pointed out the contradiction between the government's policy emphasis on last mile connectivity and also its prohibition of a service that actually it provides it. Thank you very much for the moment, Neha, for joining in live. Let's shift focus now to adjoining